Hey there, word nerds and vocabulary enthusiasts. Welcome to our countdown of the top 20 longest spelling words in the English language. We're about to embark on a linguistic adventure, exploring some of the most intimidating yet fascinating words ever constructed. From medical marvels to obscure historical terms, these lexical behemoths will test the limits of your pronunciation skills. Get ready to expand your vocabulary and impress your friends with these tongue twisters. Let's dive in. Okay, so we're starting with a real mouthful here. This one's a lung disease. You know silicosis? Miners get it from breathing in silica dust? Well, imagine the tiniest silica particles imaginable, like volcanic ash, getting lodged deep in your lungs. That's pneumoultramicroscopic silicovolcanoconiosis. A mouthful to say and a terrible thing to have. The irony is strong with this one. It's the fear of long words. You've gotta love the humor in that. It's like the English language is mocking itself, and anyone who dares to learn it. But hey, we're not afraid here. We're diving headfirst into this lexical labyrinth. You knew this one was coming. Mary Poppins practically made this a household word. It's whimsical and nonsensical, but it just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. See? It's practically impossible to say without smiling. Chapter 4. Pseudo-hypoparathyroidism. Back to the world of medicine. And this one's a bit of a tongue twister. It's a mild form of pseudo-hypoparathyroidism, which is already a mouthful. Basically, it's a disorder related to the parathyroid glands and how your body handles calcium. Chapter 5. Floccinaucinihilipilification. This is one of those words that makes you wonder who came up with it. It means the act of estimating something as worthless. Isn't it amazing how we can string so many letters together to express such a specific idea? Chapter 6. Anti-disestablishmentarianism. Now we're getting into the history books. This word goes all the way back to 19th century England. It refers to the opposition to separating the Church of England from the state, a mouthful for a complex political and religious issue. Chapter 7. Honorificabilitudinitatibus. This word pops up in Shakespeare's Love's Labour's Lost, so you know it's gotta be good. It essentially means the state of being able to achieve honors. Shakespeare loved to play with language, and this word is a perfect example of his linguistic prowess. Chapter 8. Thyroparathyroidectomized. Back to medicine for this one. It's a mouthful, but it has a straightforward meaning. It refers to the surgical removal of both the thyroid and parathyroid glands. Medical terminology can be intimidating, but at least it's usually descriptive. Chapter 9. Dichlorodifluoromethane. This is a mouthful, but it's just the chemical name for a type of chlorofluoromethane. You might know it better as a refrigerant, often used in refrigerators and air conditioners. Chemistry is full of these long, complicated words, but they all boil down to the building blocks of matter. Chapter 10. Incomprehensibilities. This one's a bit meta, isn't it? We're talking about long words, and this one simply means things that are impossible to understand. It's a good reminder that language can be both illuminating and baffling. Sometimes the most complex ideas are best expressed in simple terms. Chapter 11. Uncopyrightable. In the digital age, this word is more relevant than ever. It refers to a work that cannot be copyrighted. Think about things like public domain works or ideas that are too general to be owned. Copyright law can be tricky, but it's important to understand the basics. Chapter 12. Subdermatoglyphic. This one sounds like it's straight out of a detective novel. It refers to the patterns of skin ridges found under the skin, like fingerprints. Forensic science relies on these unique patterns to solve crimes. It's amazing how much information can be gleaned from something as seemingly insignificant as a fingerprint. We've come full circle. Sesquipedalianism is the practice of using long words. It's like we're celebrating our own love of language here. There's something inherently satisfying about finding the perfect word to express yourself, even if it is a bit of a mouthful. This one sounds like it could be a spell from Harry Potter, but it's actually a medical term. It refers to anything related to the study of the ear, nose, and throat. Think of it as the ENT specialty in medicine. Now we're getting into the nitty-gritty of laboratory techniques. This word refers to a method that combines immunology and electrophoresis. It's used to separate and identify proteins based on their reaction with antibodies. Science can be complex, but that's part of what makes it so fascinating. Chapter 16. Psychophysicotherapeutics. This one's a mouthful, but it has a straightforward meaning. It refers to the use of physical methods to treat mental disorders. This could include things like exercise, massage, or acupuncture. The mind-body connection is powerful, and this field explores how to harness it for healing. Chapter 17. Spectrophotofluorometrically. Hold on to your lab coats, folks. This one refers to a method using a spectrophotofluorometer. It measures fluorescence, which is the emission of light by a substance that has absorbed light or other electromagnetic radiation. It's a powerful tool for analyzing materials in fields like chemistry and biology. Chapter 18. Hepatococcolangiogastroscopy. This one's a surgical procedure, and it sounds as complicated as it is. It involves creating a connection between the liver, bile ducts, and stomach. It's a specialized procedure used to treat certain medical conditions affecting these organs. Chapter 19. Radioimmunoelectrophoresis. We're back in the lab for this one. It's a technique combining radioimmunoassay and electrophoresis. It's used to detect and measure substances in biological samples. This method is highly sensitive and specific, making it a valuable tool in medical research and diagnostics. Chapter 20. Psychoneuroendocrinological. Last but not least, we have a word that highlights the interconnectedness of our bodies and minds. It refers to the study of how the nervous, endocrine, and immune systems interact. This field is rapidly growing and offers insights into the complex interplay between our thoughts, hormones, and health. Outro. That's all, folks. Well, there you have it, the top 20 longest words in the English language. We've explored everything from lung diseases to Shakespearean insults, from laboratory techniques to the very nature of language itself. Thanks for watching. Which word was your favorite? Let us know in the comments below. Were you able to pronounce them all? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating content. Until next time, stay curious, keep learning, and never be afraid of a